edition of Summer Sessions here on the Voice of the Saints blog. I'm Joe Hansen, and today I'm joined by our Saints head football coach, Greg Carlson. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Yeah, happy to do it, Joe.
So we've been doing this for a few weeks now. I was hoping to get a little farther into the coaching staff by July, but we'll keep on trucking. So,
Sure.
First question for you: what every position in football kind of needs a different regiment, I guess, for training over the summer. But
Right.
what is the basic thing that you instruct your athletes to do?
Okay.
In shape?
Good question. We send our players an incoming summer conditioning manual, and everybody has a weight training program that they follow, and that's pretty universal among all of our players. So there's a running program, a lifting program, agility, quickness drills, speed development drills, all in this summer manual. Now, the supplement to that manual, we send position drills. So as you alluded to, receivers are getting drills for catching and running routes, the DBs for backpedaling and covering receivers. So all the position groups have a separate position handout that is with that summer conditioning manual. And the manual spells out literally day by day what they should do from the last day of May to the first day of coming in August to reporting day.
Well, that's pretty impressive. There's plenty of work for you to do over the off-season, so why don't you explain to us what you have to do as a coaching staff to keep prepared for next season?
Right. Our off-season conditioning program starts in mid-January, and the kids were on a voluntary basis asked to find 4 days a week that they could lift weights. And again, we put them through a pretty general program, but we do, some of the drills are position specific in the weight room. And so after that spring off-season training program, the kids are asked to project goals for August. When they come back in the middle of August, what are they going to do on the different testings that we do, both in the weight room and outside the weight room. Obviously, their summer conditioning manual is more or less an extension of what they've done all spring. Now, the incoming players, they'll be jumping into our program for the first time later in May. So that really eats up a lot of our time in the spring. Well, then we're allowed 16 practices by NCAA rules in the spring. When you travel outside the U.S. borders, 10 of those practices can be in full pads. This year, we had the good fortune to travel up to Winnipeg, play a game on May 23rd, so we got 10 full padded practices, which is a huge benefit to your football team. And then to actually play in a competition. So it really puts you probably a week, 10 days ahead of where you would be if you didn't have these padded practices and didn't play this game in the spring. So that's really given us a little bit of an edge, I think. And, you know, our players left here late May in good shape and played some football, so if they continue that program or even escalate that program, they'll be well ready for the start of our 2010 football season.
Great, sounds good. I'm sure fans are a little interested to know what are you doing to have some time for yourself this offseason?
Yeah, well, we spent the month of June kind of analyzing ourselves from the 2009 football season. We spent some time finishing up recruiting. Believe it or not, recruiting drifts into the summer months. We're sitting here early in the month of July. We still have 5 kids that we are chasing as recruits. And so there's a lot to be done in the month of June, particularly for us, because I send 2 letters to all of our players in June, 2 in July, 1 in August. So all those letters have to go out. All of our hotels and meals and meeting rooms and A to Z, we get that all done before we break for the summer months. So June isn't quite as slow as most people think. It's we've been going 100 miles an hour. But when July comes, now we're going to be in and out of the office for about 3 weeks. Take some downtime, but when we come back late July, everything's pretty much done. We don't worry about where we're going to stay at a hotel for this game. What about meeting rooms? What about where the kids staying in the housing? What about on-campus meals? All those logistical, behind-the-scenes things are taken care of.
right, that's good. All I need from you now is a quick preview for next season, so fans know what we can expect.
Right. Well, our numbers have been extraordinary. We certainly anticipate bringing about anywhere between 68 and 75 new kids into the program. We finished last spring with 53 players. So right now, in early July, you're looking at over 120 players signed up. Now we know there'll be some, what we call meltdown of players that will decide not to play for whatever reason. We'll lose a few kids through camp because it's a 3-week, no breaks kind of preseason camp. But even with that said, we head into that first game anticipating over 100 football players representing St. Scholastica on the football field. So we're excited about the numbers. We're excited about how hard our returning players worked in the off season, and hopefully they'll continue that over the summer months. But we should be a much improved team because the numbers not only bring additional talent to the squad, but it adds the depth. And we should be really very solid in terms of the backup player to the starter this coming fall. So we're really excited. We all need some time off and want to rest and put our feet up a little bit, but yet the anticipation of this incoming class, hard work of the returning class, you have to be extremely optimistic heading into the season.
All right, it's something very exciting for the
Yeah.
Saints football fans.
We're excited.
All right, well, thanks for joining me
Yep,
again.
thank you.
Thank you for watching. You just heard the voice of Saints head football coach Greg Carlson.